Hey, very good afternoon to you on this Sunday afternoon. I am Chief Meteorologist Patrick McKee in the WFXR Plus studio as we continue to track our winter storm across the region for us this afternoon. A few more hours, this storm system is going to be getting out of here, but let me show you what we're looking at now. And this is going to be the band of freezing rain starting to come into the region for us at this hour, moving from west to east across the region. In fact, as we was just looking here a second ago, that looks to me like we're seeing the raindrops hitting the lens of the view from the zoo this afternoon. So that's going to be the raindrops. Looks like it's rain coming down, but once it touches something, it's going to freeze on contact to it. So freezing rain building back into the region for us here as we head through the remainder of the day. And then this, once it moves out, going to bring our storm system to an end. It looks like maybe some heavier freezing rain across portions of Wythe County, from Wytheville back down toward you folks in Independence. Maybe some freezing rain sleet mix where we're seeing this blue being indicated for us across portions of Floyd, Montgomery counties, back into Craig and Giles counties at this hour with freezing rain as we head into the Roanoke Valley at this time, including for Salem, Roanoke, and it looks like into the town of Benton. We've got what's left of the sleet left from Lynchburg back around to, say, Rafine, Vesuvius, into Rockbridge County, Buena Vista as well, but then it's freezing rain from Lexington back along the 220 corridor from Covington to Monterey, and then back 219 into Pocahontas and Greenbrier counties. Broaden this view out for you, and I'm going to switch over, if I can, to the Charleston radar and show you the back edge of this system not very far away, getting closer and closer to us. Back edge is moving at about 40 miles per hour. So it looks like as we take this forward into the future, if we track it from the back edge, we're going to see that back edge getting into Craig County about 7 o'clock tonight. We'll clear it through Lynchburg, it looks like, just before 9, and outside of the entire area by probably 9:30 or so. Ignore that line there. By about 9:30 or so this evening. So it looks like, the end is in sight, but we've got probably the worst part of the storm still to go. The freezing rain just makes everything slick. It clings to things, and certainly not good news as we look ahead to tomorrow, expecting the winds to start picking up for us again, where we see that potential for the power outages to really start piling up as we go into the day for tomorrow. One thing I want to look at too, let's see if this is updated here, the expected rainfall for the remainder of the day. Find the product here and that one. It looks like that product is not yet updated here for us, so let's try that one. That might be updated, so it looks a little high. 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch still being indicated to come through. That's not how much icing we're going to see, but it's how much rain's going to come in. And with it coming down at a pretty good clip, we'll probably see half of that becoming potentially freezing rain. So we could be looking at 1/4 to 1/2 inch of icing still to go across the region as we head through the next 4 to 5 hours until this finally comes to an end. Now, one thing also to notice is look down into the far southwestern corner of the region. We're getting that grain getting awfully close. We're seeing it from Abingdon back toward Richlands and Tazewell County, where temperatures here have gone above 32 degrees. Even the report I saw out of Mount Rogers, up at about 5,000 feet, was 34 degrees. So the mountaintops are warm here. I think I-77, west of I-77, there's the potential we could get up 32, 33 before this comes to an end and we change it over to a liquid rain. But on the backside of it, that's when we're going to see things refreeze as we head overnight for tonight as those temperatures do drop down. All right, so let me change modes here and come back over, and I'll show you the winter storm warning that is continuing for us across all of the Commonwealth. You notice far southwest down around Bristol was canceled from this as temperatures there have warmed up. And we're seeing fewer warnings as this storm system is finally on the move. Still some lingering stuff back into Texas, I think probably for the black ice potential, with ice storm warnings down into Georgia and the Carolinas, and then winter storm warnings as you head northward from there. But we've seen things backtracking for us. Again, this is the picture of what we're seeing outside right now with current temperatures at this hour sitting at 17 degrees in Roanoke. We've at least gone up a little bit, but still we're 15 degrees away from 32. Long way to go. 17 temperature Roanoke, 21 in Lynchburg. It's 19 Smith Mountain Lake. We're sitting at 18 in Blacksburg with 24 in Wytheville. Bit of a breeze making it feel like 18. Galaxer sitting at 27. Again, the western side of Grayson County, Mount Rogers up at about 5,000 feet. We're seeing temperatures that are sitting around 34, 35 degrees there. So higher elevations, maybe a little bit warmer. And we're certainly going to be watching to see if any of that warm air loft, any of those warmer raindrops can maybe help surface temperatures out just a little bit because the air mass about 4,000 feet above ground with the balloon that was launched in Greensboro at 1 o'clock, 4,000 feet above ground, temperature sitting at 51 degrees. Nice and warm, and then it falls down into a much colder air mass, and that's why we're getting these icing concerns. Potential there, if the rain comes, pardon me, if the rain comes down hard enough, we potentially could see surface temperatures going up. We'll see if that happens. But certainly what we're seeing now is that freezing rain that is starting to move in. But our storm system is on the march as it is moving its way off to the northeast. Going to be clearing the area as we head into the mid to late evening hours for tonight. And then we're just looking at some of that snow wrapping back around to the western hills as we head overnight tonight and into the day for tomorrow. All of us are just going to stay cold as a very chilly day is coming in for us on Monday. We'll get some sunshine in here. That will help at least a little bit, especially areas along and east of the Blue Ridge. Head west of the Blue Ridge, you'll see some peaks of sunshine as we go through the day. But certainly it's still going to remain on the cold side. And then the winds are also going to be picking up for us, where we could see between 30 and 40 mile per hour gusts as we head into the day on your Monday. So let me time this out for you. So this is the picture at 6. And this particular model showing that Mountain Empire, we may be about done by about 6 o'clock this evening. All right, let's move this forward and notice that by 10 o'clock, we're starting to move the precipitation potentially off the coast. So by 10 o'clock, we should be out of the woods with this system and just dealing with what is left behind with additional precip not expected, except for on the western hills, where we'll see those snow showers overnight tonight, especially back into Pocahontas, Greenbrier, northern portions of Highland County, maybe into western parts of Grayson and maybe part of Bland. And then as we get through the day tomorrow, mainly going to keep the West Virginia mountains in those snow showers. Some flurries will blow out to the Blue Ridge, but it looks like things improving, at least from what's falling from the sky. We've got the winds we're going to have to deal with as well, and that's going to make things feel quite cold. Snowfall, I meant to take that graphic out, as we're done with the snow. It's the icing potential that we're watching for, quarter to half inch, especially 460 south, maybe a little bit less as we head to the north, but certainly going to be watching those totals very closely here as we head through the next 5 to 6 hours or so until the storm system gets out of here. Icing, this really concerns me, the fact that I'm seeing these winds picking up with gusts over 30 miles per hour as we head through the day on Monday. Not going to be good for power lines. Trees with ice on them, we're going to see limbs snapping, things like that. So we've really got to keep a close eye on things as we head throughout your Monday, as that potential is going to be there for additional power outages if this icing gets really, really bad. And even light icing can pose some risk of power outages as we head into tomorrow. So really, it's a day we got to keep a close eye on things. All right, so temperature trend for us. I do see us going up as we head this evening. Probably see high temperatures 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Then we start going back down. We're 18 by 6 in the morning. Head to noon, we're 24. I'll get us to 28 by 3 in the afternoon. 28's our average low this time of the year. Average high is 47 across the region. We are going to be far away from that as we head into tomorrow. And then Tuesday night or Monday night into Tuesday morning is going to be extremely cold. We've got an extreme cold watch in place for most of the region. Actual air temperatures are going to be near zero. Some of us below. New River Valley, I think I'm going -1 for you. I'm going -4 into the Highlands. Lynchburg, I'm going -1, 0 for your low into Danville and Roanoke. That's without the wind. Factor the wind in, and you were looking at 15, 20 mile per hour winds, still even into Monday night, Tuesday morning. It's going to feel like 15 to 20 below zero. So not only do we have the ice concerns with the wind, we've got the extreme cold with the wind that's going to make it feel absolutely awful as we head into Tuesday morning. We're likely to see extreme cold warnings and cold weather advisories being issued as we head through the day on Monday for Monday night and into Tuesday. Some of the coldest air we've seen in a really long time around here. I know we've been colder, but that's cold. All right, next 24 hours. Let me just show you what's happening. Our front is way offshore by 7 o'clock on your Monday morning. We got the wind in place for us. We're going to get some sunshine in the east. The clouds a little more stubborn in the west. You may get some peaks of sunshine until you get into parts of the New River Valley and Highlands where the clouds tend to be a little bit more stubborn. I think they likely will be a little bit more stubborn for us as we head through the day on Monday. There's snow showers continuing on the western slope, some flurries possible out to the Blue Ridge. As we head into your Monday evening, the wind speeds do back down a little bit. At least there's that, but they've just pushed a tremendous amount of cold air in our direction. There's a warm front there off to our west. We're on the cold side of it as we get into Tuesday morning. It lifts northward. We get a little bit better as we get into Tuesday afternoon, as we see temperatures that try in some areas to get back up to near that 32-degree mark. So we head overnight for tonight. It looks like temperatures largely in the teens for overnight lows. Get into tomorrow, it's going to be cold. We've got maybe some spots in Southside going above 32. New River Valley, not a chance, I think. You've got teens and 20s for highs. Bluefield, the cold spot. Tazewell, not much better. Into the Highlands, cold. Single digits, teens, a few 20s for high temperatures. Roanoke Valley, it looks like we're largely stuck into the 20s for highs, 27 or 28. And then into Central Virginia, we've got 28 to 30 for forecast highs as we get into your Monday. 7-day forecast. Tuesday, I put us right at 32. We're going to get some melting there, sun and clouds in place after we start at 0. 29 on Wednesday. We'll stay in the 20s through Saturday. I'm watching Friday, and Alberta Clipper looks to come through. Models were a little more gung-ho, maybe spreading some of that sunshine outside of the westernmost mountains. They've really backed off on that potential to where we could see maybe some flurries to a light dusting coming in there. And then back to 34 on Sunday. It may take that long for us to get some good melting going on. There's your New River Valley and Southside 7-day forecast. Back to 37 in Southside by Sunday. Highlands, your teens and 20s for the week ahead. It is going to be a cold, cold week for you. All right, I am back here on WFXR Plus coming up at 5 o'clock with another update on this winter storm that is continuing to impact the region as freezing rain is now becoming the predominant precipitation type we're seeing.